bend me over backwards on me hostess trolley. Let's do it tonight. Okay, I've got this old washburn that's seen better days. It's got quite a few dings and bangs on it, and it's not a bit of gravel rash. So the plan is to turn this into an acoustic bass. It's quite a big bodied guitar on the Gibson model. So I'm going to dismantle it and see if I can sort of codge something together. Right, the ridge just fell out. That's good. The piezo is just on a bit of wire, slot back in. So I'll disconnect that. I assume I'll be able to disconnect it in the back where the where all the gubbins are. And then I'm gonna heat this up, because I believe that the glue will melt if I heat this up and then prise it off. Okay. Well, there we go. The plug for the piezo that goes into the, I don't know what you call it, switch bank really, has already been chopped at some point by someone and just taped up, so it means I'm not quite so worried about chopping it again to just pull the piezo out through that hole. Okay, it's pretty obvious that this you know, a bridge like this that's just glued onto the face is going to get ripped off by the extra tension of the bass strings. So I thought what I'd do is fix them down this end. Now I've looked at various things and I just realised that I had an old 3-inch hinge. So what I've done is I've just bent the end of that over, drilled a couple more holes in the centre, because this distance is about right. The width of this is about 60, so which just works for the spread of the strings, because obviously they spread from a narrow at that end to wide at this end. So if you track the spread, luckily it just hit the two outer holes in this hinge. The only other thing I've done is I've just bent it a bit to accommodate the curvature of the end of the bass. And I mean, you know, it's a piece of tat really. It was very easy to bend, particularly as I don't know whether you can see there, but the two outer bits of this side of the hinge were free, so I could just bend them round really. So then I'll just screw that over the edge to give a good firm fixing, because it would take a lot of tension to rip that off once it'd gone over the edge. Okay, I've ground some slots from the holes up towards the cranked end of this. I have to use a little file to clean them out a little bit, because obviously I couldn't get in deep enough without. I mean, I've already scarred the back of this up a bit, but you know, it doesn't really matter, does it? So that's gonna house the ball ends on the strings, theoretically. The old Grovers are off. and I've got some Goto's bass machine heads that I'd bought for something else I was going to do, but obviously the holes are a different size. So if I don't know whether I can drill and hold this at the same time, but I might be able to. Let's see how we go. I'm just going to have to ream them out a bit. This could go horribly wrong. Hang on, maybe turn it the right way, it'd be better, wouldn't it? If I had the drill on the right. Well, machine head's on. I had to drill out the holes. They were fairly big holes actually for these. It was over 1/2 inch, so I didn't have a drill that was that big, so I had to sort of ream them out a little bit beyond that, but I don't think it made any difference. I had to use the 2 end holes to put the tuners in, because the strings that I had were a little bit too long, and it was gonna run into the nylon binding, and I was worried that was going to damage the strings, so I just shifted them up there. One thing, I had to move them out at an angle, but I think it gives quite a skull and crossbones feel to the whole thing, so I think it's pretty good. Right, after much butchering, I'm gonna have to give this a bit of a clonk to bend it over a sort of a second notch, really, so that the strings stay in the hole. So that's what I'm doing, but I can't hold this and do it at the same time. So, all right, it's a slight double hook, just so the strings sit nicely in the carrier there. Right, I thought I had an old nut off a jazz bass, but I think I must have whizzed it. The ivory would have been the preferred material, but I've run out of old ivory handled knives. I think maybe an old piano key might be the answer. This is a bit of ebony, so I'll chop that down and make a nut. I think it might be quite nice. I mean, people talk about tone woods and all that business, don't they? Whether it makes any damn difference, I don't know, but anyway, we'll give it a go with this. It's nice and hard, it'll make a good nut. Okay, there we go, the new nut. See how it goes. I'll mark the string placings on it when I get it on the neck. Well, there it is, first strung up. It seems okay actually. I was initially going to put a post inside the body, because I thought that the tension on the strings might be a bit vicious for the for an acoustic body, might be a bit flimsy, but I'm thinking I might get away with it actually, and I'm guessing that the amplification will be better without a sound post, so I'll go with it until it starts creaking, I think. Right, I'm threading the piezo through this hole in the that I've drilled in the bridge. And then I'm gonna put it under the bridge. I've wound them all out, and then I'm gonna slip a plate. Hang on, it's in my bag of tats somewhere. Right, I've cut this strip of metal, just a piece of old tat really. I'm going to put that between the bridge and the piezo. Okay. Right, you can probably see there the metal plate that I've stuck on top of the piezo, and and I'm amazed to say that it works really well. I had to cut down the components of the bridge because it was getting to be a bit too high, and I think I would probably, if I was doing it again, try and just use the original bridge. I think it might have been possible to use the original bridge even if I had to pack it up a little bit to get a bit of extra height. Initially I was worried about the problem with the intonation on it, and obviously with this bridge you can adjust the intonation completely, so that's sorted that out. But I think I would probably try first with the original bridge, and then if it didn't work with that one, just pop this kind of bridge on, which only cost me £7 off eBay. So okay, I made myself a little thumb place, and I found that it's much louder when you play the bass directly over the sound hole. So I've placed it just over there, and it does give more bang. Well, it's alive and it moves. It works. All the electrics, all as they were, just rejiggled them a little bit. A lot of bodging and codging on the rest of it, but not too much really. I think it's a manageable thing for anybody to do. Give it a go. Got sheets from my bed and a pillow for my head. I got a pencil full of lead, water from my throat. I got buttons on my coat, sails on my boat, so much more than I needed before. Got money in the meter and a